Jungkook and Jimin's return is getting closer. 4 days to a historic day 4 days. Just 4 more days to the moment that millions of hearts from all over the world have been waiting for, the day when 2 big names, 2 figures who have filled the space in the lives of the army for more than a decade, finally returned. Jungkook and Jimin, 2 members of BTS who we've seen grow from innocent teenagers into grown men with the weight of the world's love on their shoulders, are now going home, and no longer in military uniform, no longer in the silence and order of the barracks, but in freedom, in the light, in a lost world. For the army, waiting for them is not a matter of calendar. Every day feels long. Every leaked photo from the military, every rumor about their activities inside the headquarters, even a glimpse of the shadow of the body from a distant lens camera, everything becomes a homesick treat. And now, with only 4 days to go, the whole world is holding its breath. Twitter, TikTok, the Weverse community, all flooded with posts full of hope and enthusiasm. A silhouette image of the 2 standing side by side, a snippet of an old video of them laughing together, to emotional quotes that seem to keep the message that this is not just a physical return. This is an emotional union that has been too long overdue. HYB has yet to release an official statement about their first public welcome or schedule event. But from various sources, it is stated that there will be an internal salute at the military headquarters, and it will most likely be broadcast limited or even recorded for exclusive documentation for many soldiers. It's not a matter of when they're on TV again. It's not about the first comeback or a new song. The most important thing was to see them walk out of that barracks together. Healthy, firm, smile, because we know how heavy the burden they bear all this time. They entered the army at different times, served in different units, but like a red thread of fate that never breaks, their names always appear hand in hand. There is a story that Jimin secretly wrote a letter to Jungkook while the 2 were in different camps. There is a story that during a short vacation, they tried to meet even if it was only 30 minutes. There is even news that both keep small gifts from the same army as a reminder that they are not alone, and now those separate paths will meet at the same point, the exit gate. But perhaps the best answer is, there is nothing to force. Let them breathe. Let them feel the warmth of the outside world without pressure. Because one thing is certain, we will stay here, waiting, welcome, loving. As usual, imagine, in just 4 days, we'll see Jungkook and Jimin walking out, maybe in uniforms, maybe in camera captured the moment, the first hug, the first smile, gaze into the lens as if to say, I'm back, the world will pause. Because for us, that day is not just the end of the military period. IT was the beginning of a complete return home. And no one can promise that the sun will shine brightly 4 more days. But no one can deny that the world will be bright, not because of the weather, but because of the 2 hearts that will again beat with us, Jungkook and Jimin. Behind the names, a story is hidden that not everyone knows. About cold nights in a quiet military barracks.
Is let me take you dancing.
Out there, someone is waiting. Maybe you. Maybe I am. Maybe all of us who endlessly repeat their songs, reread their letters, look at old videos, just to feel close even though they are physically far away, and now they're getting closer. Their steps towards the exit were increasingly audible. There is a rumor among fans. During their time in the military, Jungkook and Jimin often wrote messages that they did not send. Not because you don't want to, but because you know, sometimes love doesn't need to be conveyed through words. It is enough to be saved, and later it will be found by who is right. They may not speak directly to the camera, but anyone can feel. They are constantly thinking about us, and so did we. There is an army that records the number of days since they entered the military. There are those who keep a daily journal, writing wishes every night for Jungkook and Jimin to stay healthy, stay strong, stay loved ones, and on the 4th day leading up to this return, all the prayers seem to peak. Jocelyn wants to transform into a hug. They will come out not as the Magne and Machi that we used to know, but as a grown man who has gone through the rigors of the military world, a place where the status of the artist is meaningless and only the spirit saves. N.O. They will come back with perhaps more mature faces, calmer eyes, but their love? It'll stay the same, maybe even deeper, because they know who keeps waiting selflessly. And when the two meet again, not behind the scenes of the Wevers, not in old documentary clips, but in one real frame, the world will collapse in happiness. The army will cry, and this time, the cry was the most honest form of relief. The question haunts the hearts of many Jungkook fans, a name that represents the warmth between two souls who like to understand each other without the need for words. Will Jimin touch Jungkook's shoulder first, as he used to do? Will Jungkook look down and smile a little like he used to, as if only Jimin could make her feel calm? Or maybe they'll just shut up. But the world will know, because sometimes the greatest love is not born from a sentence. He was present in silence, in the eyes that had passed through the storm and still chose to stay. And if that moment happens when they stare at each other, even just for a second, it will be history. They have not returned physically, but our feelings came first. Already imagining their faces coming out of the military gate, walking side by side, maybe even staring at the camera and nodding. Yes, we know, you can't greet all of us in person. But you don't have to, because we are here and will remain here, not to celebrate the end, but to welcome a new beginning. Thanks for holding on. Thank you for being you. Even when the world tries to change everything, we know you miss it too. We know you want to sing, dance, and laugh again. And here we are, open arms, open hearts, waiting for that moment to happen. I end 4 days. The world will change, not because of one event, but because 2 stars again lit up, and our nights will never be dark again. Perhaps many held back tears from the HYB staff who watched them grow, from fellow BTS members who have already completed their service, until the army who watched through the phone screen while praying that the internet connection would not be broken at that important moment. But if Jungkook and Jimin cried, even just one tear fell on their cheeks, it wasn't tears of weakness. This is proof that they are human, who have been trying to be strong not because they are not afraid, but because they know that millions of hearts depend on their strength, and maybe then they won't say anything. But we know what it means. They're home. 4 days to go home. 4 days to the moment where the world stops for a moment, then starts again with more light. Jungkook and Jimin aren't just returning to the entertainment world, they returned home. And that house is not a building in Gangnam, not even a big stage with spotlights. Their home is the key to Army, a place where they can be themselves, without demands, without masks. Just 2 young people who take care of each other and are loved by the world. 4 more days, and after that, it'll never be the same. It will be warmer, more real, fuller, because the love that is awaited always returns, and this time, the love was named Jungkook and Jimin.